How does this compare to other US interventions in Latin America? How does the intervention in Chile under Augusto Pinochet compare to other United States actions in Latin America? To understand this, we need to look at the broader context of U.S. foreign policy during the Cold War. The U.S. was deeply concerned about the spread of communism and took various steps to protect its interests in the region. In the early 1970s, the U.S. supported the military coup that brought Pinochet to power. This was not an isolated event. It was part of a pattern where the U.S. intervened to support military regimes or undermine leftist governments. For example, in 1954, the U.S. backed a coup in Guatemala that removed the democratically elected president. This intervention was motivated by fears of communism, similar to the situation in Chile. The U.S. also supported the Contras in Nicaragua during the 1980s, aiming to overthrow the Sandinista government, which was seen as a communist threat. These actions often involved military support, intelligence sharing, and financial aid. The goal was to maintain U.S. influence in the region and prevent the rise of governments that might challenge American interests. In Chile, the U.S. government actively worked to destabilize the presidency of Salvador Allende, who was elected in 1970. The Nixon administration viewed Allende's socialist policies as a direct threat. As a result, the U.S. provided support to opposition groups and facilitated the military coup in 1973. This led to Pinochet's dictatorship, which lasted for nearly 2 decades and was marked by severe human rights violations. When comparing the Chilean intervention to others, it is clear that the U.S. often prioritized anti-communism over democratic values. The aftermath in Chile was a harsh military regime, similar to the experiences in Guatemala and Nicaragua, where U.S.-backed governments committed significant abuses against their citizens. These interventions have left a lasting impact on Latin America. Many people view them as violations of national sovereignty and self-determination. The legacy of U.S. involvement has created mistrust and shaped regional attitudes toward democracy and human rights. In summary, the U.S. intervention in Chile under Pinochet fits into a larger pattern of actions aimed at controlling political outcomes in Latin America. It reflects a historical trend where U.S. interests often took precedence over the democratic will of the people in the region.